largest dinosaur family.
Yeah. Well, what I was talking about with John was mentioning the stars, Jeremiah 33:22. At a time when less than 5,000 stars were visible to the human eye, only the humans could see about 5,000. The Bible contradicted what humans could see with their eyes. God stated that the stars of the heaven were innumerable. So here you have mankind saying, well, I only could really count about 5,000 with the human eye, but the Bible was contradicting what man saw with his eyeballs. But then in the 17th century, Galileo was able to glimpse the immensity of our universe with this new telescope. Today, astronomers estimate, you sitting down, my non-believing buddies, that there are 10,000 billion trillion stars. That's a 1 followed by 25 zeros. Yet, as the Bible states, scientists even admit this number may be woefully inadequate. I love the Bible, and I'm really pleased that science is catching up to the Bible. We got about 4 more minutes.
All right. Are you playing an audio on the way out?
I might. I don't have to do it right now.
All right. Well, I'll go ahead and give my closing right quick and let you
All
answer
right.
John. All right. Hey, guys, Shock, thank you for having me on the show. Guys, thank you for listening. And I only pose one question to everybody that listens to this show. Do you know my Jesus? Because if you know him, then heaven awaits you. However, if you do not know him, hell awaits you. It's a very important question.
It would have to be obvious because the entire New Testament is focused on the life and sacrifice of Jesus Christ.
Yeah, but just as Paul feared, they came preaching another Jesus. So my question is, do they know my Jesus, the one that the Bible spoke of?
Yeah, because that what will happen is atheists, when you talk to them about Jesus Christ, they're not talking about the Jesus that John and D-Man and I know. The Jesus that I know, I love him. How could I not love him? He was hung on a tree, a wooden cross for us. He had a crown of thorns, and when you read the type of thorns that were pushed into his head, it was painful. How could we not love him, you guys? When he was scourged and pieces of his flesh ripped out as he was being whipped for the sins that you have done and the sins that I have done, how could we not love him? When they basically covered his eyes and they punched him in the face, and they said the cruel words to him, prophesy. Who struck you? Seriously, you guys. How could we not love him? D-Man, did you see, and John, have you guys ever seen I've got about 2 more minutes, have you ever seen the Passion of the Christ movie, the watered-down, humane version of the crucifixion? A lot of people say, oh my gosh, that was horrible, the crucifixion. I go, that was the watered-down, humane version of it.
Oh, you want to hear one, Shock?
Yes.
Oh, go ahead, John. Go ahead.
That was the most painful movie I ever saw.
It was, man. John, good point. I couldn't have said it best. It was
painful.
I
used to work with.
I cried at that movie. I said, you know what? I will never forsake him. Go ahead.
The guy I used to work with at the Emporium, named Mark. The guy never ceased to be able to make me laugh, but he was not a believer. And he went and saw the Passion of the Christ, and he's like, dude, I kid you not. He's like, you know what type of movies I watch? I watch, like, the Kill Bill movies, stuff like that. He watches brutal movies. He's like, that is by far the most violent, brutal movie I have ever seen. And he was referring to the Passion of the Christ.
Well, you know what? I've talked to John. I've talked to D-Man. I've talked to a lot of you guys in the chat room here. And I've had private conversations with you guys, and we've said, you know what? I feel like God is wanting me to do something. I have that feeling, too. And I believe, I got about 90 seconds, so I'm going to take us out. I believe that we were not made, like most men, to just exist through life. We were put here with a purpose. And God bless you guys. I hope you download the show. Check us out at www.shockkaweenow.net or shockforever.com, dmanforchrist.com, Aesop's Truth. John, I'll put your link on the site too. Stop by and see us in our chat room. And remember, you were put here for a purpose.
Men, we were not made to live like most men. We were made to fight. We were made to strive. We were made to work. We were made to conquer. We were made to give ourselves for something that is eternal. Adam was given the command to do what? To go out and subdue. To bring everything in creation in harmony with the will of God. To do all his governing, all his things within the context of God's will. Now we live in a fallen world that lives in darkness and death. The kingdom of the evil one spread abroad throughout the land. You and I were not called to play video games. We were not called to sit in front of a television set. We were not called to give ourselves to trifles. We were called to advance a kingdom. To live with a passion, to fight for him. And to only every once in a while drop our swords and look up for a smile. I want to fight. I don't want comfort. I don't want ease in Zion. Because the kingdom of God is built not by those who rest easily in Zion, but by those who go out into the streets and fight. And the weapons of our warfare are not carnal. They are mighty. Intercessory prayer, the proclamation of the gospel, and sacrificial love. Men, rise up, O men of God. Do what you were called to do. Be valiant and strong. And know that it's going to cost you. You take your stand beside Jesus Christ and his cause, and you watch the devil come after you, buffeting you from the outside and from the inside. But that's what war is about. And so he has given us a great commission to pace a room at night saying, there is a place where he is not worshipped, where he is not worshipped. There is a place where he is not worshipped. I cannot sleep. There is a place where he is not worshipped. There is a place where the flag of Zion does not fly. That's what we were made for. To set aside our little temporal causes and to give ourselves to this one great battle